अरिहंत सिद्ध सुर उपाध्याय साधु सर्व, अर्थ के प्रकाशी मांगलिक उपकारी है। तीन को स्वरूप जानी रागते भई जो भक्ति, काय को नमाए स्तुति को उच्चारी है। धन्य धन्य तुम्ही से काज सब आज भयो, कर जोरी बारंबार वंदना हमारी है। मंगल कल्याण सुख ऐसो हम चाहते, हो मेरी ऐसी दशा जैसी तुम धारी है। हो मेरी ऐसी दशा जैसी तुम धारी है। वंदितु सव सिद्धे, ध्रुव चलमणुवम गदिम पत्ते, वो छामी समय पाहुर, मीणमो शुद्ध केवली वणिदम। नमः समय साराय स्वानुभूत्या चकासते, चित स्वभावाय भावाय सर्वभावांतर छिदे। So Acharya Kunkun Dev's Samaysar that we have started for last 3-4 classes, and today we will be starting verse number 2, and before that Darshitji, you are going to summarize.
Jinendra, yeah, if I can summarize, I'm just sharing my file.
Okay.
It'll make it easier, I think, if I share it.
Yeah. Carry on.
Okay, so I'm summarizing the Gatha 1 for class discussion. So it is imperative to note how much weightage Acharya Amritchandra gives to the Samaysaar Shastra. The word avatar is regarded highly venerable, and whilst a direct translation in English is most likely not possible, Acharya Amritchandra uses the word descent to show how the Samaysarji Shastra has descended upon us, to make us realize how the verses within Samaysarji are world benefiting for the supreme welfare of the world. The Acharya bows to the Siddhas who have attained the fifth gati of existence, the liberated state within which the three states have been achieved. The first state is eternal or unchangeable, arising upon one's own intrinsic nature. The second one is achal or immovable, as the beginningless wandering has ended. The third one is anupam or incomparable, as it is distinct from all substances of the world. He further doesn't take credit for his writings of the Shastra, saying that this Shastra is written as spoken by the Shrut-Kevalis. So then we ask the question, what are Shrut-Kevalis? Shrut-Kevalis have two conditions. The first one is they have direct experience or are realized souls. And then the second one is they fully know the scriptures. Furthermore, the distinction from the triad of worldly aims is made, which are first one merit or punya, the second one is sensual desires or calm, and the third one is upward or liberation or release. Acharya further states that he himself aspires via two means to establish them within his own soul and other souls. So here it's to do it mentally and physically. He gives devotional praise of the Siddha's dispositions via Bhavstuti and their eternal pure substance via Dravyastuti. The above two go hand in hand with inner disposition Bhav Vachan and substantial expression Dravya Vachan to help eradicate delusion of oneself and others. Here what strikes me is the humility in which this is said, because the Acharya is of such high standing, and yet he brings himself to be so modest as he includes himself when he says oneself. Thus I believe is to portray that every soul has the same potential as the Siddhas. In addition, the differentiation between the Pancham Gati and the other four Gatis is made, whereby in the liberated state, there is no reliance on any external substances. Thus, here the eternal, imperishable, and forever the same, constant nature of the perfected soul or state is denoted. Thus, the occurring modifications of the Siddha state are only of one kind, the nature of bliss and peace. So, what is Bhagwan Atma? The three core states are described again in greater detail using both positive, fifth Gati examples and negatively using fourth Gati examples. So, I haven't mentioned all the differences, I've just touched on them in this. So, the eternal one is refuge within oneself, thus experientially knowing the self. Then, when it comes to Achal, from beginningless time, we only know of taking support in impure modes or external substances, their dispositions, and their instrumental causes. Thus, this forms a false sense of belonging via thoughts as well as physically, and remaining entangled and absorbed in them, not being able to be released. So, we are stuck in a way. Then the third one is incomparable, the example of wandering in the realms of the four gatis and the suffering therein. Acharya Jason's differentiation has also been given using the variant of the word amal or stainless instead of achal. This covers two scenarios, being free from bhav karmas, dravya karmas, and no karmas, and also being possessed of pure nature in the fifth gati, which is stainless. Then, furthermore, four human pursuits are mentioned: dharma or merit, artha or wealth, kam or sensual pleasures, and the fourth one is moksha. The first three are trivarj, and moksha is upvarj or liberated. By bowing to all Siddh Parmeshtis, Acharya Kunkun realizes their attainments, namely imperishable, immovable, stainless, incomparable, and liberating. He then makes a vow to compose Samaysaar Shastra. Acharya Dev places utmost importance in saying that his composition is based on the Divya Dhwani itself. This work is also for his own welfare and for others, not for the fulfillment of name, fame, money, etc. It is important to bear in mind that Swanjalan Kashai still exists within the Acharya Dev. A very minuscule part of delusion exists. Acharya Amritchandra expresses that his desire is only to achieve the supreme purity of his mind by composing the commentary on this scripture. And that's my end. Sorry, I can't hear you, sir. Can anybody else hear you?
Sorry. I
Yeah,
was
I
on
can hear
mute.
you. Sorry.
Okay. So this is a very elaborate summary, you can say. Summary should be short. What has happened, because of all these discussions, we have lost track what is there in the syllabus for us. Okay. So in the syllabus, it is only the verse, main verse, and the commentary by Acharya Amrit Chandra Dev. All other references are for our understanding. We could very well skip that also, but we will still study because it explains the commentary in detail. Okay. For when you are summarizing, then you have to include only the verse and the commentary by Acharya Amrit Chandra Dev. And if there is any kalash coming in between, that also we can take. Because kalash is also a part of your syllabus. Verse is also a part of your syllabus. The commentary by Acharya Amrit Chandra Dev is part of syllabus. Not Jaisen Acharya's commentary, not Pandit Jaichandji Chabda's Bhavart. No. All these are for our understanding. Okay. Now, just take it further up. Yeah. So here you mention further four human pursuits are mentioned. Human pursuits means here Purusharth, effort. Okay. Now you have written dharma or merit. So this is correct. Earth or wealth. Okay. Calm or sensual pleasure. Okay. And moksha. This is fine. Now same thing you explained above. There you mentioned only three. Just take it further up. Further. 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 Up. Yeah. Yeah. So here you mentioned 3. Punya, so merit, you will should not write merit, it is dharma. Okay. Dharma, here it means merit. Okay. So we have to write dharma and then bracket you can write merit, no problem. Then sensual pleasure is okay. So here you are missing is wealth. Okay. And these 3 are 3 varg. So upvarg means exceptional. So liberation is exception. Okay. So the third one would be wealth. Artha. Artha. Yeah. Okay. Good. So now it's correct. Then one more thing. They fully know the scriptures. Bracket mein you can put in Dwat Sang. Shuddh Kevli have 2 conditions. First is that they are self-realized souls, Samyak Drashti, and they, they fully know the scriptures, means total Dwad Swang, D-W-A-D, D, Dwat D. Yes, Dwat Sang. Good. Okay, and then eternal and Achal and Anupam, you have to explain it once only. Okay, here also you explained, and later on you went on to details also. So that could be best avoided. So this was a very elaborate summary, but next time you just cover the main verse, the commentary by Acharya Amrit Chandra Dev, and the Kalash, if there is anything in that. Okay. So today, as we start number 2, I will specifically mark you what is there in the syllabus, and that only you summarize. Okay. Everything else is just because Dr. Bharilji has done a Anushilan. Anushilan means a kind of analysis. Okay. So he has brought in 8-9 references. In some of the words you will have what Kanji Swami has to say about it. Okay. So that will also come. Then Natak Samaysar will also come. So that much if we cover, then it will be a very big one. So ideally 5-7 lines summary is good. Okay. At most you can have 10 lines, but not more than that. Okay. So whenever you study again, then that much only you can cover. Okay. This was a very elaborate one. I think you have covered almost everything what Bharilji has explained. And we have to be very precise. As I said, key 3 qualities: eternal, achal. Yeah. Again, I wanted to highlight one more. You take it further up. Though, so these 3 again further up, further up. Yeah. So these 3, the Acharya bows to the Siddha who have attained the 5th gati of existence, the liberated state within which the 3 states have been achieved. No, the 5th gati, this 5th gati's characteristics are these 3. Okay, this is the characteristics of the liberated state. Okay, they are eternal. Okay, they are achal, means immovable, and they are anupam, incomparable. Okay, but these 3 lines are enough for the summary. Okay, so but you have worked very hard. I think you have spent around 2-3 hours after this to write so much. It's a great effort. I appreciate very much from my bottom of my heart. But having said that, we have to summarize in a very short manner. Okay, but it's a good try. So next time we will see a summary. So now today we are going to start the second verse, and from there I would mark you what we need to cover. Okay. So take it on page number 28, Darshit ji. Darshit ji is freezed. So in the beginning only he said that he's having some internet issue. So I think his internet has gone. So that's why he's disconnected. Anyway, we can start.
So we all have the printout, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. So we could go ahead.
हाँ बोलो दर्शित भाई. हाँ तो मैं વિડિયો બંધ કરીને ચાલુ રાખો ચાલશે. हाँ વિડિયો બંધ રાખજો બસ. હા. And everyone has the textbook, so video you need not share the textbook, okay? Yeah, just join and listen. No problem, no problem. Okay. Okay, so everyone has the textbook. Priyanka, you have taken a printout?
Not today, sir. I'll take the printout tomorrow from work.
Okay,
My
okay,
printer's not working.
okay, fine. So it will be a good exercise. If you take a printout, you can mark here and there what is important, what is to be covered, what is not to be covered. Okay. Anyway,
Yes, sir.
so let's start the verse number 2, and Rajeshri ji, you start reading.
In the first gatha, the vow was made. Sorry.
Ah,
The
that is right.
That is right?
Yeah.
In the first gatha, the vow was made to expound the Samya Prabhat, to compose the Samaysar. Therefore, it is natural for the question to arise, what is Samay? For this reason, Acharya Dev now first of all clarifies the very nature of Samay. The soul that is established in belief, darshan, knowledge, gyan, and conduct, charitra, is said to be known as Samay. And the soul that is established in the units of karmic matter, Pudgal Karma Pradesh, is said to be known as Parsamay. Soul established in its own nature, Swabhav, is Swasamay, and the soul established in non-self dispositions, Parbhav, is Sapar Samay. In both the states, Swasamay and Parsamay, the pervasive, Pratyagatma, inner soul is Samay. In the original Gatha, only Sa Swame and Par Swame have been defined, but Acharya Amrit Chandra and Jaisen first clarify the nature of Samay itself and then explain Sa Swame and Par Swame. The meaning of the word Samay is explained in the Atma Khyati in this way. The word Samay is formed from the prefix Sam together with the root I. The root I has the meanings both of movement, gaman, and of knowing, gyan. The prefix same, sam, means together or simultaneously.
Yeah, continue. Thus, that entity in which at one and the same time,
both the acts of knowing.
Again, you have been muted, I think. No? Your voice is not coming. Okay, I will read. So basically, the first two lines, the soul that is established in belief, darshan, knowledge, and conduct is to be known as swasamay. Okay, so the modifications that are inclined towards our inherent nature is called swasamay. Okay, and the soul that is established in the units of karmic matter, okay, Udgal Karma Pradesh, is to be known as Par Samay. Okay, so Samay here means that substance, okay, which which also knows and which also manifest. Okay. So simultaneously it is manifesting also and it is knowing also. Okay. So that has been explained in the commentary. So your syllabus is first 2 lines. Okay. Then commentary by Acharya Amrit Chandra Dev. The meaning of the word Samay as explained in the Atma Khyati. So Atma Khyati is the commentary which is in our syllabus. Okay. So Atma Khyati. So that's part of our syllabus. The word Samay is formed from the prefix Sam. So this is a Hindi word. You can very well put in single inverted commas. Okay. Some together with the root I is again a Hindi word. Some plus A is equal to Samay. Okay. So this is basically from Hindi. The root A has the meanings of both of the movement, Gaman, okay, and of knowing. So here Gaman means transformation. Okay. The prefix Sam means together or simultaneously. So simultaneously is more appropriate. So thus that entity in which at one and the same times, that is simultaneously, both the acts of knowing and undergoing modifications are found. Okay. So transformation and knowing both go simultaneously. That alone entity is called Samay. Okay. So this is the meaning of the word Samay. Okay. Now the next paragraph is again 1 minute from up to what the commentary continues. Okay, so commentary is a very long one. So still the commentary is continuing. Since the jiva at every moment both knows and undergoes modification. Okay, so the soul primary function is to know, and at the same time it undergoes modification. Every moment the modification changes. Therefore, the substance called Jeev is itself Samay. So, Jeev or the soul is again a substance. And why it is a substance? Because it knows and undergoes modification. Okay. So, Samay means soul. Okay. The substance of Jeev known as Samay, it has got now 7 characteristics. You have to name it. Okay. 7 characteristics. So, one by one we will be covering. Being subject to modification, parinamansil. Okay. Being subject to modification. So, that substance itself is subject to modification, is endowed with an existence characterized by. Okay. So, these 7 are the characteristics of the Samay. So, this is number 1. With an existence characterized by the unified experience of origin, utpad, destruction, vyay, and permanence, dhruv. Okay. So, any substance which is characterized by origination, destructions, and permanence is the Samay. Okay. So, this is the first characteristics of Samay. Second, being of the nature of consciousness. Okay. So, soul is of the nature of consciousness because it has got knowledge and perception. No other substance in the universe has these 2 qualities, knowledge and perception. So, this is basically the nature of the soul. Being of the nature of consciousness, Chaitanya Swabhavi, it is eternally radiant. Okay. Nitya Udyot, it is eternally radiate, means it is present in the every modification of the soul. It is pure. Pure means without any blemishes. Okay. And of the form of luminous perception and knowledge. So, consciousness means 2 qualities, knowledge and perception. Okay. So, this Samay substance is of the nature of consciousness. It is eternally radiant, means Nitya Udyot. So, always it is glowing. Okay. It is eternally radiant. It is pure and of the form of luminous perception and knowledge. Okay. Jyoti Swarup. Luminous means Jyoti. Okay. So it's sparkling every moment. Okay. The soul functions through this is conscious nature, and through that nature it knows and sees every moment. Okay. So basically we are covering the characteristics of the substance called jiva. So this is the second characteristics. What is the third characteristics? It manifests its dravyatva substance nature as a single natured which upholds infinite dharma. So it means that same substance, the third characteristic says, it consists of infinite attributes, dharma, okay, infinite properties. We can write down in English, dharma is properties. Infinite properties, bracket mein we can put in dharma, okay. So soul is nothing but a mass of infinite properties. That's what it means. Okay. Then the fourth one, being the possessor of modes and attributes. Of course, soul is again a substance, so that substance always have attributes and modes. It's a mass of attributes and modes that have a unique feature, unique nature of operating in sequential and non-sequential modes. Now the sequential modes is, they are talking about the modification, which is one every moment. Okay. No two modifications comes at same time. So the modification is one at a moment. So that is called sequential, operating in sequential modes. And another one is non-sequential modes. So what is non-sequential modes? The attributes are non-sequential modes because all the attributes are present together at the same time. It is not that one moment it is knowledge, then the next moment it is perception, the next moment it is conduct. No, not this way. All the modifications are simultaneously existing in the soul substance. Okay. So the attributes have non-sequential attributes are called non-sequential modes. Okay. Akram, because they are all both together, and the modifications are sequential, kram. Okay. So that is again the fourth characteristics. The fifth characteristic, being capable of eliminating the self and the non-self, swapar prakashak, that is the nature of the soul. Okay. Being capable of eliminating the self and the non-self, it has attained the state of unity, revealing all substances. Okay. So it has attained the state of unity. What's in Hindi says, स्वपर के प्रकाशन में समर्थ होने से समस्त पदार्थों को प्रकाशित करने वाली एक रूपता प्राप्त की है जिसने. So that means that it is capable of eliminating self and non-self, and it has attained the state of unity, revealing all substance. Okay. So it has the capacity to illuminate all the substances at the same moment. It has got the capacity. Okay. Okay. So in the self, our soul is the self, and apart from our soul, everything falls into the non-self category. So the whole universe, which is reflecting in the knowledge of the omniscient, is divided into self and non-self. Okay. So it is capable of eliminating the self and the non-self. Sixth point, and since it is devoid of those particular attributes which belongs to other substances. So each substance has a specific attributes, not particular attributes. We will write specific. You can cut down particular and write specific. So in every substance, there are some general attributes, and there are some specific attributes. Not some, in fact, in every substance there are infinite general attributes and infinite specific attributes. Okay, specific attributes are those attributes which exist in that particular substance and not in any the other substances. So what is the specific attributes of a soul? So soul specific attributes is its conscious nature, to know and to see. Okay, that attributes does not exist in any of the other 5 substances: matter, medium of motion, medium of rest, then space and time. Okay, similarly, so all the 5 have their own specific attributes. So that's being and since it is devoid of those specific attributes which belong to other substances. So other substance means other 5 substances, such as providing space for extension, that is the specific attributes of space. Okay, being the cause of motion, that is medium of motion, specific attribute of medium of motion. Then being the cause of rest, again medium of rest. Then being the cause of transformation, time substance. Okay, kal dravya. Then we have having form, rupitva, so matter substance. So all 5 specific attributes is mentioned, and it says that this soul is devoid of those specific attributes of other substances. And since it possesses the extraordinary nature of consciousness. Now this consciousness is the specific attribute of the soul only. Okay, so it doesn't contain all the 5 substances specific attributes, but it contains its own specific attribute, that is consciousness. It is entirely distinct from the other 5 substances, that is space, medium of motion, medium of rest, time, and matter. Okay, 5. So this is the 6th point. Okay, we will also see this 6th point in a short format also coming up, but this has been explained very nicely. Now the 7th point, that substance called the jeev, though extremely closely associated. Okay, this is the number 7th point starting. That substance called the jeev, though extremely closely associated through complete spatial interpenetration with infinite other substances, yet not being separate from its own nature, is of the character of engraved and distinct consciousness, Tankotkirin Chaitanya Swabhav. Okay, so that conscious nature, okay, that is engraved in that substance. Okay, that means it cannot go beyond knowing and seeing. Okay, so this is the 7th point. Such a substance is called the jeev, and that alone is a samay. Okay, so this samay is 7 characteristics mentioned. Now in this 7 characteristics, Acharya Amrit Chandra Dev has, I can say, summarize the whole of Pravachansaar text and the Panchastikai text, because whatever is explained here is the whole substance, Dravya number 1, okay, not Dravya number 2. And from this Dravya number 1, we have to bring out the number Dravya number 2, okay. So that will later come on. But right now we understand that this is Dravya number 1. So this Dravya number is a mass of attributes and modification. So in Dravya number 1, attributes are also included, modifications are also included, distinctions of attributes is also included, everything is included. Okay, only the non-self is not included. Okay, apart from soul substance, everything else is non-self, and those are not included in this. Okay, so these are the 7 characteristics. Now this will be summarized in the next page, coming page, very short, 1 paragraph. So we are still continuing the commentary. Okay, when this Samay, by the rise of the light of discriminative knowledge, okay. So the same Samay, okay. So when this Samay, by the rise of light of discriminative knowledge, okay. So when he practices this discriminative knowledge, which gives rise to Keval Gyan, okay, becomes capable of illuminating all substances. It breaks its sense of mindness with all non-self substances, okay. So when this Samay, by the rise of light of discriminative knowledge, so when you practice discriminative knowledge, what happens, continuously practicing descriptive knowledge leads to omniscience knowledge, gives rise to omniscience, and it becomes capable of eliminating the whole universe, all the substance of this universe. It breaks its sense of mindness with all non-self substances.
Excuse me, Ji.
Yeah,
Why it is giving illuminating all substances? What is the reason behind that one? That what does it mean here?
it means that this soul's total capacity, what is its total capacity? Okay. So when this soul, by the rise of the light of, when it practices discriminative knowledge, okay. So descriptive knowledge is practiced between two things. One is self, the soul, and the other is non-self. Okay. So when you practice this thing, and that particularly descriptive knowledge is the what we call, yeah, that is Ved Vigyan, but that descriptive knowledge, the process of descriptive knowledge leads to the rise of omniscience knowledge.
Yeah, that's fine, Ji. Then why it is required that it should eliminate all substance? Illuminate means make them gloriful, am I right, Ji?
No, illuminate means it knows.
It knows.
Yes, illuminate means in its knowledge, all these
Okay.
substance of the universe are reflected. That is
Ji,
omniscience
like
knowledge.
mirror. Ji, can I
Yeah.
tell one?
Yeah,
Can
yeah,
I
yeah.
like a mirror? What
Yeah.
is mirror's gun? Whatever is there, it is so like that only Atma's in the Atma's Jnana, all is getting reflected. Is it
Yes.
correct, Ji?
Yes, yes, yes. It is
Darpan
like
jaisa
a mirror.
reflect हो रहा.
Sub reflector hai. It acts like a mirror where all
Not
the
doing. It is not. The Atma is going or eliminating, nothing doing. Because they have written like that, eliminating means
Right, and
like
what should be the correct word for that one, Ji?
it is reflecting in its knowledge screen all the
Okay.
substance of the universe. Okay.
Okay.
Becomes capable of eliminating. Now, so because since it is explaining omniscience knowledge, and that omniscience knowledge is capable of eliminating all substances. So omniscience knowledge knows all the substances. Okay.
Okay.
It breaks its sense of mindness with all non-self substances. So here is the Ved Vigyan. It breaks its sense of mindness. Okay.
Right.
And abides.
Excuse me, his minus is Tadatmaya Bhav.
No. Mindness is ekatva buddhi, mamatva buddhi, like
When
that.
where do I use that Tadatmaya Bhav?
Hindi?
Yeah, it is Hindi. Right, because when I'm working with
No, here it is written ekakar.
Ekatva Bhav.
Ekakar. So here it is written mindness. So mindness is actually mamatva buddhi.
Yeah.
Okay. So here it is ekakar. Ekakar. So we can write oneness also.
Okay.
Okay. It breaks its sense of oneness with all non-substances, non-self substances. Okay. And abides in its own nature of belief and knowledge. So this is its nature. Okay. When its activity is directed towards such a self essence, that is self soul, okay, becoming one with it, and as it remains established in belief, knowledge, and conduct, it knows and transforms itself as one unified entity at the same moment. Such a transformation is called Swasamay. Okay, Swasamay means the mode of the self. So the soul has this capacity to transform in two formats. Okay, one is Swasamay and one is Parsamay. So when it is transforming in the Swasamay, at that point of time, the active consciousness is engaged in the pure soul. Okay, so this engagement in the pure soul, the Swasamay, could be of three types, that is coming later on. So the first aspect, the first perspective is three perspective, from fourth stage to liberated stage. That is one perspective when it is called Swasamay, because fourth is a right believer, and right believer has his active consciousness connected to the soul. Okay. The second,
we can say Atma Anubhuti.
no, it's not the Atmanubhuti. Yeah, it's an Atmanubhuti because starts from
Because
fourth.
that Atma is in the self only. No?
Yes, yes, sir. Right. Because it is transforming in the form of three jewels: right belief, right knowledge, and right conduct. Okay. So it starts from the fourth stage to the liberated stage. The second perspective is that those who are in the seventh stage and above. So that is again a stage where you are fully concentrated in the self. Shuddhopyog. Okay. Pure introspective meditation stage. Okay. So 7 plus 7 plus all the stages. Shuddhopyogi. And the third is completely detached soul. That is 12th stage and above. So these three perspectives are for Swasamay. Okay. Swasamay. Now they are going to explain the Parsamay. Okay. When this Samay, the same soul, owing to the rise of delusion, okay. So owing to the rise of delusion, which is nourished and deep rooted like the knot at the base of the beginningless ignorance tree, actually in Hindi it's written kele ke mool. So it's the banana's base. Okay. So the banana's base is, very wide from the bottom, and then it goes on diminishing. Okay. So it is like that, deep rooted like the knot at the base of a beginningless ignorance tree, acts under the dominance of that delusion. It severs its connectedness with the self essence. No connection with the self. When it is under the influence of delusion, there is no self connections. Okay. Which is of the fixed nature of belief and knowledge. Okay. Darshan Gyan Sabhav. It is not connected to the Darshan Gyan Sabhav.
Ji,
And
excuse me, Ji. Can you be little bit slow, Ji? I'm not able to come together.
okay, again I am repeating.
Thank you, Ji.
When this Samay, the same soul, owing to the rise of delusion, okay. So delusion here means moh, okay, which is nourished and deep rooted like the knot at the base of the beginningless ignorance tree. So this beginningless ignorance is here referred to as tree. Okay, tree of what? Banana tree. Okay, beginningless ignorance tree acts under the dominance of that delusion. So when the soul is under the influence of delusion, it severs, it cuts off its connectedness with the pure soul, self essence, Atma Tattva, which is of the fixed nature of belief and knowledge. Okay. So the soul's nature is of knowing and seeing. And if you don't remain a knower and seer, that means you are disconnected. Okay. So if you are connected to the soul, you will only know and see. If you are not connected to the soul, you will go beyond that and become a doer. Okay. So when you are under the influence of delusion, you become a doer. Through the instrumentality of external substances, pardravya, so through the instrumentality of external substances becomes absorbed in the states of delusion, attachments and aversion. Moh, rag, dvesh, adi bhav. Then being situated in the spatial unit of material karma, it simultaneously becomes one with the external and experiences transformation therein. Such a state is called parsamay. Okay. So when your active consciousness is directed towards the self, it is swasamay. When your active consciousness is directed towards the non-self, it is parsamay. Okay. Clear? So this is still continuing the commentary. Okay. We are not yet finished with the commentary. Okay. One minute. Okay. Swasamay, parsamay. Okay. So one more line and then we are finishing the commentary. Thus, in this samay, the twofoldness, okay, twofoldness of what? Swasamay and parsamay, okay, is revealed. So here ends the commentary. So this much is the syllabus. Now to explain this, Dr. Bharilji has referred many scriptures, other scriptures, Pandit Jaychandji Chabda, Acharya Jaisen, okay. So all these are for our understanding. So when you want to summarize number 2, you have to end here only, okay, in between. So in simple terms, it will come later on. So let's see what is the nature. So all those 7 points are now explained in detail here, okay. Here the nature of samay is clarified through 7 attributes. So the 7 attributes are the 7 characteristics of the samay, okay, or the soul substance. That substance called Jiv Dravya named samay, it is endowed, number 1. Now you can go on reading. Who will read? Rajeshri ji, you read. In between your connection was off. So you continue the 7 points.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, the previous bit was also like, I think the structure of the way the sentence is laid out in the translation. So it's very complicated. It's just very, it's difficult to understand, sir.
What has happened, if you see the Hindi version, okay. So Hindi version, it's a continuous sentence. They don't have any full stop in between. Okay. So when you translate in English, automatically it becomes complex. If you could break it in sentences, then it might be easier. Okay. But since the Hindi version is a whole one sentence, one paragraph, only one sentence, comma, 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 and it continues. So, but ChatGPT cannot help, like, it just translate what is given in the original text. Okay. And this Hindi, they have this tendency to connect many things at one time. So it looks good in Hindi, but when you translate in English, then I think it has to be broken down into sentences, short sentences, then I think it makes sense. But this is again a translation from ChatGPT, so they will do accordingly what's given in the Hindi text. Okay. So
one
this is
small sir. Properties you told, no? What is
dharma,
that?
dharma,
Hindi
dharma,
word? Hindi
dharma,
word?
dharma.
Dharma. Okay.
So we have four words for for attributes. One is gun, one is dharma, one is swabhav, and one is shakti. So when we refer shakti, we call it power. When we refer swabhav, we call it nature. When we call it gun, attributes. And when we call dharma, it is properties. Okay. So this is properties. Okay.
Thank you.
But here again, properties also means attributes. it encompasses all the four. Okay, because
Yes, that's
soul is a mass of infinite attributes. So in those attributes, the properties are also included, powers are also included, and the nature is also included. Okay. So now again the 7 points. Priyanka, you only read now. I think Rajeshri ji has some problem.
Sir, I won't be able to read, sir. We are getting alerts again about the conflict. So my phone
Acha.
is alarming in between.
Okay, okay.
So, sir,
Yeah,
if
yeah.
that's okay.
Okay.
I'll read, sir. No problem.
Yeah, you read.
Thank you,
that.
sir.
It is endowed with existence characterized by origination, destruction, and permanence. Number 2 is the nature of consciousness consisting of knowledge and belief. Number 3 is one divisible substance possessing infinite properties. Number 4 is endowed with non-sequential attributes and sequential modes. Number 5, though manifold in forms, yet being endowed with the capacity of eliminating both self and non-self. It is one unified nature. Number 6, owing to the presence of the extraordinary nature of consciousness and the absence of specific qualities belonging to other substances, it is distinct from other substances. Number 7, even though extremely unified with other substances by occupying common space points, yet not deviating from its own nature, it remains of the sharply distinct essence of consciousness. Here the meaning of the, I think so this was much brief and better, sir.
Yeah,
The
and the
7
next one
points.
is more better. Next paragraph, all the
Yeah.
7 points have been covered in the next one paragraph, small paragraph.
Here the meaning of the word samay is a soul substance entirely distinct from the non-substance and their attributes and modes of the nature of knowledge and belief.
1 minute. And their attributes and modes, there is comma.
Yeah.
Okay. So this
Yeah.
is which point number? You tell me. Entirely distinct from non-substances and their attributes and modes. So this is number 6.
6.
Okay. Of the nature of knowledge and belief. Number 2. Endowed with origination, destruction, and permanence. Number 1. Possessing attributes and modes. Number 4. Capable of eliminating both self and non-self. Number 5. Possessed of infinite properties. Number 3. And of chisel cut and engraved essence of consciousness. Number 7. Okay. So this is in one paragraph, all the characteristics has come. Okay. So now you can repeat again, Rajeshri ji.
Here the meaning of the word samay is a soul substance entirely distinct from non-substances and the attributes and modes of the nature of knowledge and belief and endowed with origination, destruction and permanence, possessing attributes and modes, capable of illuminating both self and non-self, possessed of infinite properties and of chisel cut and engraved essence of consciousness. Here the soul substance is taken as a subject of proof, not the sole fundamental element. That is the subject of dravya, artik nay, or the perspective of vision. That discussion will arise in the 6th, 7th, and 14th and 15th gathas.
Stop. So you have understood the 7 characteristics. The last one, and of the chisel cut and engraved essence of consciousness. So in Hindi, the word is used is Tankotkirin. Tankotkirin Chaitanya Swabhav. Tankotkirin means ऐसा का ऐसा. जैसे अपन पत्थर में कुछ लिख लेते हैं, engrossed, okay. No, engraved in the stone. If you write something with engraved letters, then it remains, okay, because it has been engraved. So this is an example given. So actually it means that the soul remains as it is. It never changes. It is unchangeable. Okay. So in the last, Tankotkirin Chaitanya Savavi. So it is unchangeable conscious nature. Unchangeable conscious nature. So conscious nature means to know and see. So it does not stop knowing and seeing, and it does not become doer. That is the meaning. Okay. So if you want to write, you can write in the bracket for number 7 point. Okay. Unchangeable conscious nature. Tankotkirin means aisa ka aisa. Okay. So unchangeable, I am also writing. So those who are good with Hindi, they should read the Hindi also simultaneously for better understanding. See, language is one thing. The important thing is that we want to understand what is being said. Okay. So you can refer to Hindi also, and then you will pick up the English words also. Now in this paragraph, here the soul substance is taken as the subject of proof. In Hindi is praman. So praman is proof, literal English. Here it means valid knowledge, comprehensive valid knowledge. We just now studied agam ke naye, okay, viewpoints from canonical scriptures. There we read elaborately praman gyan and nay gyan, So praman gyan is comprehensive valid knowledge. As the subject of comprehensive valid knowledge. Not proof. You can cut down proof. Praman Vishayabhut. Okay. Comprehensive valid knowledge. Not the sole fundamental element. Okay. Sole fundamental elements means Jit Tattva. And sole substance, Jeev Dravya. So what is the difference between Jeev Dravya and Jeev Tattva? Sole substance and the sole element. Sole fundamental element. Can anyone try? Darshitji, you can try. We have studied this in canonical scriptures just now.
Sorry, sorry, if you can just repeat your question. What is the difference between Jeev Tattva?
Jeev Tattva and Jeev Dravya. So Jeev Dravya is soul substance and Jeev Tattva is soul element. Anyone can connect?
So I am the Jeev Tattva. I am the Jeev Tattva.
Pardon?
I am as a Jeev
Yes,
Tattva.
yes, very good.
I am as a Jeev Tattva.
So then
and another Jeev Dravya is another is Jeev Dravya, no? Dravya is immediately I'm not getting that remembrance.
So simple. Jeev Dravya, soul substance is Dravya number 1.
Yes.
Soul element is number 2. Simple.
Number 2. Yes.
Okay.
The question of Jaiva also we answered, but forgetting. Jaiva also answered
problem.
correctly,
But now you are good. No, now you are connecting, right? So here the soul substance is taken as the subject of comprehensive valid knowledge. So comprehensive valid knowledge is Dravya number 1. Okay. Not the soul fundamental elements. That is Dravya number 2, which is the object of vision. Drashti ka Vishay. Okay. This is the subject of vision. Okay. That is the subject of the Dravyarthik Nay, substantial viewpoint, or of the perspective of vision, Drashti Vishay. Okay. So perspective of vision, Drashti ka Vishay, what we write, 1 minute. Drashti here means belief. Okay. So vision of belief. Okay. Vision, no. Vision to drashti ho gaya. Subject of vision. Okay, good. Drashti ka vishay. Okay. So subject of vision. We can write subject of vision. So subject of vision is which number among the 8 numbers? 8 nahi. Which number? Number 8. Param Shuddh Nischay nahi. Okay. So Jeev Tattva is number 8 and Jeev Dravya is Dravya number 1. Comprehensive valid knowledge. Okay. So this will be subject of vision that will be discussed in the verse number 6th, 7th and 14th, 15th verse. Okay. So that will come later on. What has been explained by 7 characteristics is the nature of substance. Okay. Nature of soul substance as explained in Pravachan-sar and Panchastikai. The whole scripture of Pravachan-sar and Panchastikai that defines the substance nature, and that has been shortly covered in these 7 points. Okay. Here the discussion concerns, continue. Who will continue now? Sasikala ji, you read.
Sir, lot of noise is here, sir. That election.
Okay,
This one.
okay.
Disturbance
Jinali,
is
then
there.
Jinali,
They
you
are
do.
crackers. They are this one.
Jinali, you can read.
Sir, my voice won't be very clear.
Okay.
So
So
let me read. I won't put my screen on, but let me try and read it. If
yeah,
there's
yeah.
a
You
problem,
don't
please
share
let
the
me
screen.
know.
You just
Okay. Here the discussion concerns the sole fundamental element, Jiv Tattva, that is distinct from the other, yet non-distinct from its own attributes and modes, because it is a discussion about the two-foldness of the Jiv. The Jiv in which such
What is this
two-foldness?
two-foldness? What is this two-foldness? Swasamay and Parsamay. Okay. Swasamay and Parsamay. Okay.
Okay. The Jiv in which such two-foldness arises must indeed be the Jiv endowed with attributes and modes. The Jiv, which is the object of the supremely pure real viewpoint, is only of one form within it. Duality is not possible. From the attributes of the Jiv Dravya that have been given here, the nature of the Jiv as accepted in Jain philosophy becomes clear, and other non-Jain views are thereby refuted. By the qualification that the Atma is endowed with origination, cessation, and permanence, there is a refutation of the atheists who do not accept the existence of the Atma, of the Samkhyas who hold the Atma to be absolutely non-transformative, of the Nayakyas and Vaishakas
Now these all
who regard.
discussions are not required, right? By this, what is being refuted? Atheist means Nastik, those who don't believe in God. Okay. So these are different faiths which has been negated by Acharya's 7 characteristics. Okay. So this, like, see, when you want to expand something, you go on elaborating more and more and more. But like what is there in the commentary of Acharya Amritchandra Dev, that much only you can cover. That is also good. But this is for extra understanding. But now I feel that giving more knowledge would confuse you more, because the language is also confusing, and all these are not purposeful discussion from the point of view if you want to read only Samaysar. Now this is the scholars interpretations, So scholars think it different ways. They give references of many textbooks. All right. In this way, the discussions become so big, and then we feel, oh, such a huge syllabus. But actually, if you read the original verse from Kunkund Acharya Dev and the commentary from Acharya Amritchandra Dev, it is enough. So if you insist, we can cover up to that only. That much I can explain you very clearly. Now all these other explanation, like said, sometimes it confuses. Now this is in no way what is refuting, what it is refuting, it is none of our, we need to understand, right? Which faith has been refuted here. So by the qualification that the Atma is endowed with origination, cessation and permanence. Now this one characteristics, okay, there is a refutation of the atheist, Nastika Mat, who do not accept the existence of the Atma. Now we don't know what is atheist and what it believes, okay, so we have to just read, and when you read then you feel that, oh, I don't know this in detail, then you feel that it's difficult. Then there is one Sankhya Mat. Sasikala ji, you know all this because you have done
6 dharmas was there, sir.
six
It's very
dharmas.
interesting. 6
Yeah.
dharmas is very famous, but it is always out of, as you said, we should know what
Because
is
we don't
wrong.
know, we have never studied those. Even I have not
Yes.
studied those 6.
No, we have studied in detail, sir.
I know
everything.
genealogy, it's covered.
Yes, exactly.
So the next given is of the Sankhya, who hold the Atma to be absolutely non-transformative. Okay. So the other day, Shashikala, not Shashikala ji, Subhaji, you were asking me, no, what is Sankhya?
Mat, 6 mat.
Yes,
Sir,
I was
Yes.
asking you this.
So
you
this is
explain
the Sankhya Mat, who holds the Atma to be absolutely non-transformative.
Atma is parinami and
So this is non-transformative, aparinami, non-transformative. Then
Utpad
of the
Vevadra.
then there is a one faith called Naikas, then Vaisisikas, who regard existence as entirely permanent, one side, absolute, okay, and of the Buddhist, who considers it to be entirely momentary. So one is considering it entirely permanent, one is considering entirely momentary, but Jainism says it is permanent as well as momentary. Okay, it is having origination, cessation, and same times it is having permanence also.
Utpad Vevaduru.
Yes, Utpad Veidruvya. So one characteristics is destroying the arguments of all other faiths. Okay. So at that point of time, there were many religions coexisting, and Acharya's intention was to glorify the Jainism. So he, in those times, he referred to all these things. But right now, we are good with Jainism. So we did not elaborate so much. So what is your suggestion, Darshit ji? We would stick to only the main verse and the commentary by Acharya Amritchandra Dev, or we want to elaborate? You want to elaborate?
I think my personal view, I'm sorry, it's just my personal view. I think like this doesn't really add value to our inner studies.
I also feel that, but since it's in the textbook, so the questions will come only the words and the commentary. Commentary by Atmakhyati, Acharya Amritchandra Dev's Atmakhyati commentary only, not Jaisen Acharya's commentary, not Pandit Jaichandji Chabda's commentary, not Banaras Das's commentary. No, all these are references for to become a scholar. Okay. So
one of my questions to you would be that if we are on this course and we are learning this in between part, is it necessary according to you, or we should ignore it?
I think we should ignore it, seeing the level of understandings that we have in our class right now. And the most difficult part is the English language. Translation also makes it bit difficult. As I said, in Hindi, whole paragraph is one sentence, comma, 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 right? Now, if you break it into 7 sentences, then it makes sense, okay? But otherwise, it's all very confusing. You know, grammatically also, Hindi to English, sometimes it doesn't, I think it doesn't carry the same understanding grammatically also, okay? So
I think the weightage is lost.
Yeah, weightage is lost. That right. So I think we should stick to the verse and the commentary, and that commentary I will explain you completely. Okay. So whatever is required from the extra things here, that will anyway refer. Okay. Okay. We will do it that way next time. Let's complete this one, because in the next paragraph again the 7 points is coming. Now it is coming in the words of Jaichandji Chabda. So you see, one person saying the same thing. Acharya Amritchandra saying 7 points, Then Dr. Bhalji will explain that 7 points. Then Jaichandji Chabda will explain that 7 points. So it will be repetitions, repetitions. But we don't mind repetitions because some important things is always good to have repetitions. So, but next time onwards, we will see what is to be included and what is not to be included. So one more paragraph we will read and finish today. This what Panditji Jai Chandra Chabda has to say.
Sorry, sir. That
Ah.
Chavda is written that Bara Bhavana one song also, no, sir?
Yes.
Yeah, same person, no?
Same person.
Pandit,
Jai
same
Chand,
Pandit, no? Bara.
Yeah, Pandit
Very
Jai Chand.
famous, sir, that is.
Yeah. He was a contemporary of Pandit Todarmalji.
Acha, that time, no?
Yeah, 300 years ago. He was also from Jaipur. Okay.
Oh.
Now this Jiv Padarth, the last paragraph on the page, this Jiv Padarth is of the nature of existence, characterized by origination, discretion, permanence, number 1. It is in the form of embodiment of belief and knowledge with conscious nature, number 2. Number 3, it is a substance endowed with infinite properties. Being a substance, it is an entity, vastu. Okay. Number 4, it possesses attributes and modes, gun paryay 1. Number 5, its knowledge, which illuminates both self and non-self, is manifold in form, yet one. Number 6, that Jiv Padarth is of extraordinary nature, consisting of the extraordinary attributes of consciousness and distinct from space and other substances. And the last point, number 7, and even while dwelling together with other substance in one space point, it never abandons its own nature. Such is the substance called Jiva, is Samay. Okay. One more paragraph so that tomorrow we don't have to touch it again. Acharya Kunkundev, you read this one. Darshitji. Acharya Kunkundev. Before
Acharya,
that question.
Yeah.
Here a question is possible.
Here a question is possible. In the original Gatha, only Swa Samay and Par Samay have been discussed and defined. There was no mention of Samay itself, but in the commentary, the main focus on Samay. What is the reason for this? Acharya Kunkundev has already discussed in length the Jiv Dravya called Samay, which is the subject of Praman in the treatises Panchastika and Pravachan-Sar. Therefore,
So
it
in
is
the
not his intent.
treatise means in the scripture, Panchastikai and
Yeah.
Pravachan-Sar. So Kunkunacharya had already explained this in other texts. Now he is writing Samaysar, where the discrimination between the self nature and the alien disposition will be taken up predominantly in the scripture, right? So he has already explained there, so he did not explain it here. Okay. But Acharya Amritchandra Dev, who came after 1000 years after Kunkunacharya Dev, he thought that let me put it in few lines so that people understand that this is a comprehensive valid knowledge, Dravya number 1, and from Dravya number 1 we have to go to number 2, Dravya number 2. Okay. So that paragraph explains this. Again read.
Okay, therefore it is not his intent to analyze it here. In this supreme scripture, he wishes rather to expound the nature of the Atma Dravya, that is the subject of the substantial viewpoint. Dravyatik Nai. This is the reason why he gave the scripture the name Samaysaar. The term Samay means the Jiv Dravya possessing attributes and modes, distinct from the non-self, such as Jiv Dravya is the object of valid knowledge, Praman.
Number 1.
Okay, and the meaning of Samaysaar is the eternal reality of the self, distinct from the non-self and from the modes. By the addition of the word Sara, essence, to Samay, the modes are thereby excluded.
So when you exclude mode, then it becomes Dravya number 2. Okay. So from Samay to Samaysar, that is the journey that we need to do. Okay. So, so in this 7 characteristics is something related to Dravya number 1. Okay. So that has been explained in Gatha number 2 in short by Acharya Amritchandra Dev, so that those who have not read Panchastikai and Pravachan-Sar, they don't miss out. And this was what we discussed when I was explaining Samaysar in Hindi. The first lecture was about this distinct style of Pravachansar and Samaysar. In Pravachansar, the attributes and modification are included in the substance. In Samaysar, these modifications are excluded. Okay, so that is the unique style of each scripture. So we are now studying Samaysar. So okay, within a few lines they have explained, they have revised the whole Pravachansar and Panchastikai for us. So it is good and we will take that. Okay, so tomorrow you have to remember these 7 characteristics. Okay, these 7 characteristics defines the Dravya number 1, which is a comprehensive valid knowledge, praman ka dravya, okay, which we studied in Agam ke Nay, okay, right now, viewpoints from canonical scriptures, okay. So that from number 2, number 1 will come to number 2, okay. So we close here. Tomorrow we'll start with 3, and before that, anyone willing to summarize number 2? Only the marking I have done, the main verse and the commentary by Acharya Amrit Chandra Dev, nothing else. And that though we must read because it is a part of our syllabus. Okay. So if anyone is willing, you are welcome. Otherwise, I will do the summary in very short. Okay. निज निधि निज में बताई, यह अनंत उपकार है, उसके लिए जिन वाणी माँ को वंदना 7 बार है, उसके लिए जिन वाणी माँ को वंदना 7 बार है. 9 times नमोकार मंत्र. बोलो द्वात संगमयी जिनवाणी माता की जय.
जय
जय जिनेन्द्र, जय
जय
धन्यवाद.
जिनेन्द्र.
जय जिनेन्द्र.
Thank you, Ji.
So